Welcome back, and here we go. We got two afternoon games today before we get to the evening games. And if you were cheering for the home team, not your day. If you're cheering for the road team, pretty good start to your day. All right, let's go ahead and get the preamble out of the way. Rangers in against New Jersey. If you want to see what it looks like when a team implodes, watch this game. This was a game that, honestly, New Jersey was the better team for large portions of it. But when the special teams came out, New Jersey decided they had no interest in winning that part of the game. Both goalies looked sharp early. Devils pushed it around 8 minutes. The Rangers cleared it out. And, you know, this was a pretty good game for the Devils early, but Georgiev looked really sharp. The referees, it seemed like, were letting him play. They weren't calling the borderline penalties. And then the penalties would start. The first power play actually went to the Rangers, and they'd score on it. Fox from Kakko and Trouba at 12:45. So Kakko gets on the board. That's his 5th assist. That's his 11th point overall. And Fox continues the amazing role that he's been on. So it's 1-0. Kind of against the flow of the play, but that's okay. It's still the first period. Palmieri had a great chance to graze the crossbar. There was a last-minute power play for the Devils. The Devils would get a lot of power play time in this game. An inordinate amount of time, basically almost a period of time they got. In the second, great save by Georgiev on Boqvist in close. Boqvist was looking skyward after that one. The Devils got another power play. There was a scrum in front of the net at 6 minutes, and it was exactly at 6 minutes, and the Devils got a third power play. Now, at some point, the Devils had to score on the power play, was my thinking. Like, all right, well, you can't just keep taking penalties. Eventually, a power play has to make you pay. The Rangers got a power play after killing one, and I put up which is the better one. The Rangers' power play had been better today. And the Rangers' power play against Boston, I guess I'm the only one that remembers 2 of the Ranger goals. Both of the Ranger goals came shortly after power plays expired. So I don't think their power play against Boston was quite as bad as it was made out to be. I did mention that in the review for that game as well. The Rangers' power play today looked pretty good. Nice saves by Georgiev at the 13.5-minute mark of this period, approximately. And then there was a too many men call on New York. And the last-minute power play for the Devils as well. And that became a 4-minute power play because Simmons got cut on the play. So you're like, all right, it's double minor. Let's see if they can score. At the end of the second period, it's still 1-0. So start of the third, and Ken Danico says all the things you say, which is they've got a minute and a half left in this double minor, 3 minutes left. However much, it doesn't matter. It's 3.5 minutes left in the double minor. They didn't score. And so, you know, you've got fresh ice, and you've got a chance to come out of the locker room where you guys have talked it over during the break. You'll come out with a plan. The plan was apparently Zibanejad scores from Lemieux on a turnover at 2:35. That's a shorthanded goal for the New York Rangers. And wow. 4-minute power play, and you end up with a puck in the back of your net. Things get kind of fighty at 5 minutes and 21 seconds. The Rangers kept taking bad penalties. Now, what started the fighty bit in that was that Kreider gets 5 in a game for boarding, and it was a dangerous-looking play. And I felt this was New Jersey's last chance. Now, one thing that I realized in the third period was the Rangers had no reason to play disciplined. This is where when your power play is a disaster, teams will just go out. And I'm not going to say take liberties, but they don't play as safe as they do otherwise because you don't really need to. During that 5-minute power play, first off, they took a penalty to nullify 2 minutes of it. And then 5 minutes and 55 seconds, shorthanded goal. It's fast from Zibanejad and Trouba. It's a shorthanded goal and a shorthanded assist for Zibanejad in this game. And it was a 3-on-1 shorthanded because Gusev kind of tripped. And it looked like he was trying to sell it to draw a penalty. Don't sell it, Nikita. Get back up and get into the play. It doesn't matter. It was 3-0 at that point, and the Boo Birds got really loud. Now, the Rangers fans that were in attendance, there were a number of Rangers fans in attendance, of course. They were quite noisy themselves. And I put up on the board, Devils should decline power plays. That's it. This is worse than Ottawa's power play. Ottawa's power play doesn't score, but they don't allow shorthanded goals at this rate on majors and double minors. Georgiev looked fantastic, held the Devils off. Gusev had a good chance that was stopped. And then Brady Shea scores an empty netter at 17-18. I'm not in favor of firing Hines for any reason other than pulling the goalie here. And I know people are going to say, well, they were down by 3. They got to try something. No. Every time they had a man advantage in this game, they allowed a goal, it seemed. They didn't score anything. They had already allowed 2 and they had an extra man on the ice. If anything, they should have gone shorthanded. Should have volunteered to play down 5-on-4. They only allowed 1 goal when they were shorthanded. And your final score is 4-0 for the Rangers. This was a horrible game for the Devils. Georgiev's 3rd career shutout, 33 saves for that shutout. Blackwood saved 19 out of 22. Your 3 stars are Georgiev, Fox, and Trouba. The shots favored the Devils every period. 11-7 in the first, 10-8 in the second, 12-8 in the third. Final shots 33-23. Special teams are the story. 5-on-5, the Devils were the better team. When it came to the power plays, the Rangers schooled them. Power plays, the Rangers were 1 for 2. The Devils were 0 for 8. 8, including a 5-minute major and a double minor. And they couldn't do it. Absolutely crazy. Crazy result. Now, by comparison, the Philadelphia-Montreal game was quite sedate. And Montreal, the losing streak continues. They didn't lose this one in regulation, so I know that's going to be faint praise, and it's not going to make Montreal fans feel better about things, but it started early. 19 seconds, Armia from Mete. And hey, Armia was on his way to a game where last I saw he had 8 shots in the game. I'm not sure if he ended up with just the 8 or if he's got more than that, but he was quite prominent today. The Habs then went to a power play. It was a horrible start for the Flyers. So things look good for Montreal. The Habs defense, I thought, looked better. The shots were 4-2 in their favor 9 minutes into it. Because keep in mind, coming out of their last game, they'd allowed, 48 shots in that last one? You can't do that. And 13 odd man rushes against in the last game as well. Kincaid then stopped Frost. Kincaid looked pretty good. There were only 10 combined shots between these teams in the first 15 minutes. Then there was a partial breakaway for Suzuki, which was denied by Elliott. Elliott was very good. And it's 1-0 Montreal after 1. Pretty good period of hockey. Second period, Hudon collided with Thompson in what was kind of a scary looking. Hudon was fine, but you don't collide with Nate Thompson, you're not getting up in a lot of cases. Braun then got a goal from Voracek at 7:47. It's Justin Braun's first goal in a Philadelphia jersey, unless that was touched by, I think it was Lindblom in front. So they may have changed that from Braun's first goal. But either way, it wasn't a good goal. So they were looking, going, well, was it deflected? Was it not? I didn't think it was a good goal. I thought that was one Kincaid should have saved. But 30 seconds later, approximately 30 seconds later, Tatar scores from Weber and Dano at 8:13. It's a 2-1 lead. But 46 seconds after that, Hayes scored from Farabee, and that tied it up at 2. And it reminded me of the Minnesota-Ottawa game last night where all the goals happened all in a row. So the Flyers get a power play shortly thereafter, but the game settled down after that goal. It was like, all right, we got all our goals out of the way for the period, boys. Now we're just going to ride this out until the third. Hudon then had a really nice break that was saved by Elliott. I thought he played all right, but I'm not saying that when the Habs are healthy again, Hudon isn't going to be the guy that ends up being out. The Habs pressure forced a power play. So very nice play, but Elliott made some stops down the stretch, and it's 2-2 after 2. Early in the third, Konechny scored from Giroux and Raffle at 1:34, and I put up there, yeah, the Habs can't catch a break. In this losing streak, there have been no breaks going their way. However, they got a power play, and they made it work. See, New Jersey, this is how you do that. Tatar scored from Suzuki and Petrie at 3:16, and it was a fantastic pass by Suzuki over to Tatar. And Tatar waited just the right amount of time and not too long to put that one in the net. And that was a really good play to tie it up at 3. The Flyers ended up hitting a post, which created quite the buzz in the arena because it looked like that one was in, but it wasn't. So one of those things where fans are like, oh, wow, that was close. The Flyers then went to the power play. They would not score on that one. Armia and Lehkonen were denied by Elliott. Elliott had a very good game. The Habs were winning the shots battle and a lot of the puck battles today, and they looked pretty good. The Flyers then pressed with 2 minutes left, but the third period, much like the second, favored Montreal, even though on the score sheet it doesn't necessarily show that. In the overtime, the Habs got the initial possession, but went offside, and then you get the second faceoff. Well, the Flyers don't lose 2 faceoffs in a row, so Couturier wins that faceoff. He ends up getting it to Provorov. There's a bit of a back and forth between them, and Provorov scores at 31 seconds. Provorov saw that Domi was playing the defensive role, and he's a forward, and therefore he takes advantage. Montreal wins it 4-3 in overtime. Elliott saved 39 out of 42 in the win. Kincaid saved 25 out of 29 in the loss. Your 3 stars are Provorov, Armia, and Konechny. Shots favored Montreal the whole way, 9-7 in the first, 20-12 in the second, and 13-9 in the third. Well, I don't know what's going on with Shadow. I have no idea. I think this is because I've been playing with them with a laser pointer today, so now they're just crazy. The only shot in the overtime was the shot that mattered, which is the Flyers, and they win it 4-3 in overtime. Philly 0-2, Montreal 1-3. And you know what? I'm going to say this. There are a lot of positives to take out of this game if you're Montreal. And I know you don't want to hear about positives in the midst of a losing streak. I thought this was a good game. If they play this game 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to win it. This is just that time where the Flyers end up coming out on top. The Flyers, that's their 10th win in November. They're having a really good month after an iffy October. And they are definitely a dangerous team to be on the lookout for. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, we've got 11 more games to go. I will be reviewing those ones later tonight. I will talk to you again soon.